What sound is it this morning? Hard to say. Howdy, 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 nearly seniors. It is here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends. And welcome to this another day of me waving my arms in the air like I just don't care. And oh boy, fan is not on in the window. It's chill outside. We may hit low 70s today, but maybe. It is overcast, cold. Oh, hence why I'm wearing this. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully your day is going well. I don't have a lot of stuff written down on my topics list, but I do have some. Like, I talk about how bad my life is. And my life is awful. Has been most of my life. But, of course, my life is not the only one. If you watch a lot of, I don't know what they're called. You read the posts like from Reddit and Tumblr, because there are places that will collect them, and then there are people that will read them in videos. Like there's the Click, One Topic, and then a whole bunch of others where they don't show the people's faces, but they read the Reddit posts and then they make comments about it and talk about it. The Click especially, he does like 40-minute videos because he talks about each of the subjects that comes up. Point being though, a couple years back, a whole bunch of these people got together and with a person, Blair something or other, who goes by Illuminati, as in, naughty person, Illuminati, they used to do deep dives on all sorts of weird subjects. But all of these people, like 6 or so people, got together and became Sad Milk, where they would take turns and they would do this whole Reddit reading thing. And it was kind of fun, but then it fell apart, and lately the news has been coming out how Blair/Illuminati has been a really horrible person. All fell apart when she accused a lawyer and his website of doing horrible things, of stealing, and then it has fallen apart since then. One of the people that used to do a lot of things, that has only periodically done things since then, is a guy who knows what his real name is. I don't know, but goes by Oz Media. Just recently came out with a video I haven't been able to finish watching. His life is screwed. I mean, Blair would take him into official lawyer type meetings where she had a lawyer, he didn't, and he would be signing legal paperwork. He is on a whole lot of official stuff where if he doesn't pay her a lot of money, legally he's in trouble. At one point he was working for her, where all the money that went out to him then turned around and came right back to her. House payments, car payments, all this fun stuff. Right now, he is fighting still to just not lose everything. So yeah, life sucks. He's doing his own video on Blair because a lot of the people like One Topic, Click, etc., have been coming out and talking about how she was just ruining their lives. She would run sock puppet accounts, which is just, you have many accounts where all of these accounts that were just her were talking to each other in long threads. And then she would bring up something to herself as something that someone should look into. And it was this awful, awful stuff. Terrible person, and it continues. So, oh boy. My keyboard just flickered, so I think it just went da-da-dum, but I got my system sounds turned off. Yay. But still, I just wanted to point out that, yeah, life isn't good for anybody. Thumbs up. I mean, life is not terrible. I mean, life can be. Well, hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. But checking out the rest of my list. Oh, yes, of course, the other thing is just how badly Unity has done. The thing is, the people on top of Unity knew that this was going to happen. The people that are in charge, well, Unity, of course, is the programming suite so that you can make games. And I've always liked the company, but things have happened in the past couple years where one of the people that was in charge over at EA during the time when they were known as the worst company in the world, he was forced out because he was too evil for them even at that time. He's in charge of Unity. His view on game developers is if they are not microtransactioning your play, if you are not using microtransactions to nickel and dime your players to death, this guy thinks you are a freaking idiot. They, of course, have turned around now. There used to be a whole bunch of pricing tiers. They got rid of the lowest pricing tier, and of the 2 tiers that remain, prices have quadrupled. So, just as an example, of course, if you paid $500 for a license per person, you had a 5-person team, that was $2,500 to license the suite. Now, of course, at 4 times that, that's $2,000 a person. There's 5 of them, you're paying $10,000. And not only that, they've done the whole, they want to have 20 cents per install. They'll charge you for that. And as people have pointed out, that's like charging you for driving your car for every mile you drive. The car company, not a rental company, the people who sold you the car. So you own the car. But every month, they're going to charge you for every mile you drove, and if you don't, they're going to turn off your car. They're not involved with that. They still want the money. Unity, charging 20 cents per install. If you install the game 5 times, that's 5 times the developer gets charged. And it has blown up. People are leaving Unity in droves as fast as they can. Companies that have made games with Unity are saying, we're leaving it behind. Some people have turned off all of the ad stuff from Unity. Others have just taken their games down. Because you can be so popular that they charge you for installs and your company goes bankrupt. Because you didn't make enough money to pay for just the install charges. It has been blowing up. And of course, as I mentioned, the CEOs and all that, days before this happened, they sold a lot of stock. Which is good, because the minute they announced this, their stock tanked. Of course, that's possibly illegal, but this is the United States. Who's going to charge them? Joy. But 8 minutes in, checking my list, I'm actually doing better right now. I smoked cannabis and took gabapentin before recording. But oh boy, I had to walk to Walmart with my walker last night and it was bad. Excuse me. The stuff that I have been doing last night and this morning, no, not this morning, last night, bad. Carrying stuff as best I can, going through things, this has not been good. Oh boy. I mean, to the point that just trying to walk, this arm was murder, and this is the arm that doesn't hurt. It's really getting bothered by this up here. But since nobody's going to care about that with the upcoming move, I have been moving more of the stuff from up here downstairs. As well, because I think I have too much, and it's true, I've been going through my stuff again as I've gotten it downstairs. I've been able to consolidate stuff into just one tub instead of a couple boxes. I've been throwing out more stuff. I mean, why keep physical discs when I have the digital version? I mean, I got the digital Steam version of Darkstone. I own the PlayStation version of Darkstone. You can download the ISO for Darkstone off of places like My Abandonware. I don't need the physical PC disc for it anymore. So, boom, into the trash. But I got a lot of stuff that I'm going to be trying to give away to my various family members like cousins and, well, cousins by marriage and such like that. So cousins by marriage, I don't even know if that's such a thing. My brother-in-law's children and their family, though they're adults, so thumbs up, try to do that instead of just throwing stuff out. And of course, checking the rest of my list here. Oh yeah, yesterday was just a bad day. I did a lot of sleeping, falling asleep here. Finally, I was able to move some stuff. I did go on walkies. It wasn't fun. Sidewalks are death traps, and my walker tried to fall straight over again, and that just yanked the snot out of this arm. And this side, the nerve compression is worse. So, oh my God, this arm is bad. When I had that thing yanked forward and it ripped this arm forward, ay, ay, ay. In fact, I shouldn't be doing that now. It's not jumping zapped with electricity pain, but it is ugh. And the more I use them, of course, the more they hurt. My keyboard just turned off entirely. Oh, it just turned back on. So I think I've tried to recover the USB 3.0 hub, and that's not working out. Because on the 2.0 hub, this keyboard has not been flickering. It's an RGB thing, so it's lit from underneath, and every time it goes out, I know that it's gone bedadum, and then the light comes back on, it's doo-da-dee. So I'm gonna unplug this keyboard at the moment. Then I'm going to unplug this 3.0 hub. Ugh! And it's powered, so I'm unplugging the power on that too. Yay! Thumbs up. Anyway, though, checking the rest of my list. Yes, I'm falling asleep, but I'm awake now. Which makes sense since it's another day. Basically, I want to talk about this one. I've mentioned before on horror game, a lot of horror games today, especially indie horror games. I'm talking about indie horror games, especially like 1 or 2 person teams. Until my mind was able to make the switch, I had the same problem that people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye are having. I didn't understand them because these smaller games weren't really good games. I mean, there's no real choices you're making. A lot of them are the equivalent of walking simulators, and some of them are just stupid. So they're not good games. But then the stories that they're telling aren't good stories either. So you don't have a good game, but you don't have a good story with it either, but they're still being packaged and sent out. Markiplier has been playing them, and he's like, I don't understand. Jacksepticeye has been playing them and going, I don't really get it. Mr. Craven, another guy who plays horror games, nowhere near as popular, of course, as these other two, he plays these games all the time. He loves them. And as I have said, I did not understand them at all until suddenly my brain flicked and I understood. They are not games. They are not short stories. They may be presented in game format. They may be presented as, here's a story of the game. But since it's not a good story, and it's not a good game, what are they presenting to you? Again, it's an experience. They are selling you a quick experience. You're going to feel something, maybe good, bad, or indifferent. You're going to have a little bit of gameplay. You're going to have maybe a puzzle or two, but you're going to have an experience. You're going to feel something, and that's it. It's just a short experience you are being sold. We just don't have a pigeonhole to put those in yet. And so you buy it as a game, you don't understand that it's an experience and not a game, and you're left confused. Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, they don't get it. Mr. Craven does. So yeah, when you see these people that are going, oh gosh, I didn't get this game. Yeah, it's not, because it's not a game. Now, some of the experiences, even I'm not really into it all. There's one that was a short story of sorts that Markiplier did where, you're supposed to be testing a electronic plaything. And they're saying, okay, we're going to have it look to the left or look to the right, but they have to play these long, weird strings of tones, and then it looks off to a direction. And then the idea is, as you're doing this, lots of stuff starts to play, and you find out that this is actually a person who played a clown that was kidnapped, and they've been surgically altered to appear to be this electronic plaything. But they're really a human being who was surgically altered, and that's what they're going to be trying to sell. Kidnapping people and turning them into this. Not a very good story. Even less of a good story than others of this type. But it is an experience. Whether you like that kind of experience or not, that's up to you. But you got to understand, they're not really a game. So yay on that. Checking my time. Checking my list over here. The only thing I'm going to talk about really quick before I jump on to thanking people and doing a whole, very few comments that people leave anymore, is I have talked about on my cryptid setting the whole act within your nature thing. There is a genetic imperative to act within your nature. Cryptids do not realize that it is a genetic imperative. They believe it is just a cultural thing because all cryptids tell other cryptids act within your nature. Parent cryptids tell children cryptids act within your nature. It is always in on them. So even those that are older and know better think that it is just cultural programming, because if you act against your nature, you feel bad. You feel bad mentally, emotionally, physically, and if you push through and actually do it, like if you're someone it is not your nature to devour human beings, and you devour a human being anyway against your nature, you're going to be violently sick. You're going to feel like you're going to die. You're not going to want to do that again. So act within your nature. Even some of those who act within their nature, like I've mentioned, there's Jimmy and Polly, who are a dark cryptid and a light cryptid, who are boyfriend and girlfriend. Jimmy is a dark cryptid, has to eat 4 human beings a year. That's within his nature. At no other time does he want to. I mean, he wants to. Almost all cryptids have a constant and burning desire to consume human flesh. But if he didn't have to, he wouldn't. It's a lot of trouble. It's nice when you do it, but it's a lot of work, and the payoff isn't really worth it. If he'd given a choice, he wouldn't do it. His girlfriend Polly, of course, a light cryptid. Light cryptids never have to eat human beings. There is never a need for them to do it. Polly, of course, latest generation of the upcoming about 10% of light cryptids, is hungry, and she ends up eating about 4 human beings a year. That's within her nature. A part of a new generation. There were some other things. Yes, really quick on this one too. Last night I thought of something. I have talked about real quick, just checking my time, how I've been putting together my setting organically. It's taken years for me to come up with everything that I have. But some of the things I talk about and then I let sit. One of the things I've mentioned on the cryptid setting is there are artisans. They can twist energies with their mind and then take that as a focus and push it into an object. And then that object becomes, an imbued object. It has the focus in it. It does stuff. So if you have a sword that has a focus that makes it strike things better, draw into things, they push that focus into it. Now you got a magical weapon. It's not magical, it's science, it's energies, but it's a device. These artisans are able to do this, and I've left it in my mind exactly what's going on with the artisans. And then I've also last night realized that I've got plant cryptids I've talked about, I've got human cryptids, I've got regular other animal cryptids, there's insect cryptids, there's cryptids that are other creatures, but I never even thought about fungal cryptids. We don't understand fungus in the real world. It is bizarre. It is apparently, if there hadn't been fungus, there would not be life as we know it on this planet. And fungus is not plant, it's not animal, it's kind of both. Artisans are human fungal cryptids. When you have that, when you dip into the fungal mind is accepting. It wants to accept you and bring you in, but you're not a part of it. The only way that it can talk to you, like in baby talk, is showing you how to make basic, simple focuses. So you come out of this with this fungal information to make focuses. When human beings have gained the sight and can travel to the inside, they crave the inside. When human beings have their third eye open and they can interact with the cryptid world, they crave that. Artisans, when they dip into the fungal mind, they crave that. The more they learn, the more they can do. But the more they learn, the more like the fungal undermind they are. They become more twisted and different. Not evil or anything like that, just spacey, different, not connected to our world. They can see the focuses and the currents and the energies that make everything work in our world. And the closer they get to the fungal stuff, the less they can interact with us. They can make these amazing focuses, but they become less and less able to just go out and get themselves food or protect themselves or such. They are dealing with a fungal world, not a human or cryptid world. Eventually, they will reach a point where they do dip enough into the fungal mind that they can't deal with us anymore. At that point, they are able to take care of themselves. But the closer they get to the fungal mind, the less able they are able to deal with us. Now, by the time they leave us, it's still baby talk on the fungal side. But we'll never understand them. They are essentially an existential horror, and that we don't understand how they work. We'll never understand a bunch of these things on there. I've given the existential horror / cosmic horror is, it's a being or creature existing or doing something in a fashion that we cannot understand. So it's a being, object, location, or situation that we don't understand. Doing something or simply existing in a fashion that we can't comprehend, with little or no care for human safety or health. That is cosmic horror / existential horror, just in a nutshell. The fungal mind fits that, but it's not evil, it's just a fungal mind. After all, in the real world out there, fungus does act as an internet in the forest, transferring nutrients and giving nutrients to trees and taking from trees what they need and transferring it to other trees. There's 80% of all fungus is so small, the only way we can detect it is by grinding up dirt and searching for DNA. Fungus is bizarre. And even though I don't have a list up here, I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are beautiful and awesome people that help to keep me and my aging pet alive. Thank you so much. It is appreciated to no end. Without these people's help, I and my aging pet would be hosed like Christmas monkeys. And even though no one has donated to my PayPal for some time, thank you to each person who has donated to my PayPal in the past. And even though it has been a while since anyone's donated to my GoFundMe, to anyone who has donated to my GoFundMe, thank you so very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. Again, this is racing at me like a freight train, and I'm doing as much as I can, but I'm going to have to ride Ubers and taxis and get maybe even a hotel room, and I got to get that U-Haul, and everything costs money. Thank you so much for each and every one of you for having helped. And I'm going to go through and thank, after I turn off the spotlight, thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count in American Sign Language, well, I'm just stimming. I'm not really counting. So, we have Jesse Koskinen, who does like isometric games. Hokey smokes. I'm still playing like Grim Dawn, which is coming out with a new expansion. Thumbs up for that. And we have JAYY. Thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Good to see you. We have User. I don't know what's going on with the tiny housing yet. I need to get that certification from SSI so I can turn it in. So I don't know. Oy vey. We have Pop Blast. Good to see you in the comments. Thank you very, very much. Trevor Bearman. I can only hope that I can get internet into the tiny rooms there. Cake 855. Thumbs up. Thank you much. Greatly appreciated. And that is it. That is all the people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a very short period of time. Thumbs up. Well, hokey smokes, I am going to continue doing what I have to do. I need to make phone calls. I need to move stuff. There's all sorts of things trying to get ready for the end of the world here. So, hokey smokes. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. That would be cool, but if not, don't beat yourself up. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Hokey smokes. I got so much I gotta get done. It's no fun. I wish my vertebrae wasn't growing in around my spinal cord. That sucks. Still though, you take care, and I will see you. Is this working? Did that turn off? What's going on?